Hello, hello. Good evening for the people that are arriving. Today is Sunday, 23 of July, and we'll start to do our daily bind rune again, as always, as we have been doing every day. So, welcome everybody. I'm just organizing some things here, and we'll start probably in around 2 minutes. Just checking some things here so we can start. Um, I believe that the sound is working properly, and in few seconds we'll start it. And again, if you don't know me, I'm the Rune Lord Sage. I have been doing these bind runes daily here on Twitch. Um, Not so much time, something like 1 week, but I have been doing the bind runes daily every day from this year. And if you like this kind of content, just go to the Instagram, the Rune Lord Sage, and we'll see all the things that I did already for the all the bind runes that I did basically. And I hope you like it. So today's bind rune, the person asked uh, for to get a good job. It seems that the person's trying to get a new job and wants to find a good one. So let's just clear here the thing. I think that I did something wrong here, yeah. So let's... Okay. So let's see what the runes have to say to this person that is trying to find a good new job. So the first rune that we have is first rune is Elwas, the one that seems like an M but basically has the sound of E. And the second rune that we'll have for this bind rune today will be Naudis. Okay. Okay. So now that we have the runes, let me just organize something here and we'll start to do our bind rune. I'm just trying to think here how we'll do the bind of them together. Most probably we'll do some crazy thing here. So let's put a little bit. Let's think here what we can do. So one thing that we can do is that, as we have been doing here quite a lot, I could just go, for example, and do something like in a way that I could bind them together. And I have to say that this idea is something that I like. You know, but let's try to do some other idea here first. What we can do. So, as I said, I normally try to do the idea of the rune that is the main one, or the first one in this case. I try to do that with more, getting more attention to that. So let's try to do something here different first. If I go this way, duplicate that one, turn that this way. It's just kind of similar for what I was doing. But then what we could try to do is to put the nodes here. I don't know if I'm liking this idea today, I have to say. If I do something like this, I have the nodes here, but it's starting to become kind of crazy. Now this is not a rune that it's kind of easy to put that together. That's the reality, and that's something that sometimes we kind of have several problems. How to bind now these with the others in a way that it feels good and that it feels the way that you want. So let's try to do some other ideas here, and you'll see what will happen. So if I do something like this, doesn't look good too. We lost totally track about the nodes there. If I do that, I remember that I did one time something like this, that I use a box to represent the nodes, and that gives a little bit kind of good sense of it. But then what happens again is that we are putting more kind of attention on the nodes, but we can try to do something like that, and most probably is what we are going to do. So I'll go this way here, and from here we kind of tie that. No, I don't like it because we don't want that the final rune looks like something that reminds something that we don't want it to. If I do this, no, doesn't look like good. So let's try to do one thing here different. Instead of trying to do this way, we'll increase here the sizes, and let's see what we can come up in this case. Okay, now we are starting to have something that does not remind something bad, and that we can still do something here, because we can kind of tie the nodes together. Okay, we have something. Yeah, so I think that these will kind of give us a better perspective without having to worry too much. So let's try to do something like this. Again, I hate when this tool does that. Okay, so now let's just remove the one on the back, and let's try to draw that and see if we can make it stays good. So we'll go here. We'll clean that later. Okay. No. Oh shit! I really hate. Okay. Now I have to. Okay. So now I go here. We'll duplicate this guy. Turn it to the other side. Okay, now we have the base key for the EWAS. Now we'll just clean a little bit it. So for example, came here. Remove from here. Now I have to turn the rule to the other side. Go to the other layer. Do the same thing. Remove the ruler. Delete manually here. If I want, I can try to clean a little bit the top too, which most probably will do something just to, have that. Yeah, that's more than enough. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, just because we don't want to have some leftovers there. And now we want to do something similar here. So what we'll do is that we'll go totally on vertical, and we'll clean this side here. Okay, and we'll do the same here with the other side. Am I on the wrong layer? Yeah, I am. Okay, perfect. So now we have our EWAS. In this case here, as you can see, I put it seven repetitions, which I think that it's kind of good. So now let's create a new layer and let's play a little bit again. So first of all, what we want to do is that I will draw here a line that goes to the middle. Later on we'll clean up on the top, okay, and do something just to give this impression. But now what we want to do is that we want here to have an inclination, but it does not need to go the way that it was. So if you go, for example, by what we even were creating, we can say that we could use this inclination here to create that. This means that I can use this one, for example, to come from the side here and go over. If you want to do that, we want just a little bit more here, because we want that to intersect with one another. I think that will not be able to intersect that. That's the reality. But that's not a problem. I really think that this way is good. And now we can start to do the bind. You see, you have the now these here. You can see the now these. So that's perfect. Now let's just start to play a little bit with that. So first of all, we want, as I said, to put the now these as the main rune. However, there is one interesting point, is that here at this top here part will make the now these pass behind, and because of that I would put the arm here of the now these to pass over. So what we'll do is that we'll come to this part here, no, this one, oops, and we'll delete it a little bit so it has the impression that the now this is passing over. Okay, but then what we'll do is that here we'll do the opposite. So now we are going for this guy and we'll delete it a little bit here. This part here is a little bit tricky, I have to say, because we don't want to go up to the final. Now let's turn the rule to the other side and finish that here. So now it has the impression that this leg of the now this is passing behind, this top part of the EWAS. So let's just delete a little bit more here. Okay, yeah, I really like it. It's not so complicated like the other ones that we are normally doing here, but I have to say that I like the result. So just remove here the things and we can take a look on that. Yeah, really like the result, and I think that we will not even we'll do because I like it, but does not really require any crazy thing basically on the room. So now we'll just clean here where we are having the overlap. Okay, and now we'll do the same thing. We will use this layer and we'll hide this one. So here we can come and delete this guy here. Okay, so with that, we have our today's bind rune. Let's just see if we can do something on the back that will become good. I think that we can. Not that we need that, because basically the bind rune is kind of a red, not so empty because the way that it is, but I really like to put something behind it. So what we'll do is that I'll go over to 14 because then I'm using 7, so I'm just going over, and we'll do the something similar that we did yesterday. Let's use some pattern to create that. So let's see what will happen if I try to do something. No, it didn't stay good. Let's check here. Whoa, I really like it. I really like it. Yeah, this way it gives some kind of small sensation that, the bind rune has some lighting. I'll even do one thing here. I'll put some soft glow to blend this and reduce a little bit more the opacity. And yeah, here we are. We have our today's bind rune that, as we said, it is for finding a good job. So yeah, these and all the other bind runes that I have been doing will be available are available on my Instagram account. So the Rune Lord Sage on Instagram. Just go there, check, and I hope you like it. And again, tomorrow we'll be here again doing our bind rune. So see you tomorrow. Thank you for everybody that stayed here, everybody that is watching my content, and see you next time. Bye.